In a quiet courtroom in downtown Atlanta, the fluorescent lights flickered above dull beige walls, and the buzz of anticipation clung to the air like a storm waiting to break. The case was simple: to summon an employee fired for allegedly violating company protocol. But for Marcus Hayes, a 42-year-old black single father and janitor, it was everything. He stood stiff in the back, watching his 19-year-old daughter, Jasmine, sitting on the witness stand, her hands shaking, voice cracking as she described the harassment she'd endured from a mid-level manager at a corporate internship she had fought hard to earn. Marcus had scrubbed those very marble floors for over 17 years. While others clocked out, he stayed. While the executives climbed floors in elevators, he hauled trash bags up stairwells. And when Jasmine got that rare diversity internship with the same company, he smiled wide, because his daughter would walk the halls he once cleaned. He thought she'd be safe. He thought they'd protect her. He was wrong. 3 months into the internship, Jasmine confided that her manager, Rick Dalton, had made inappropriate comments, brushed too close too often, and once followed her to the parking lot. She reported it. HR investigated. Weeks later, she was suspended for disruptive behavior. She cried to her father that night. Marcus didn't sleep. When he brought it up at work, quietly, to his supervisor, they told him, "Let it go. It's above your pay grade." A week later, Marcus was terminated for misconduct. He didn't even yell. He packed up his things and walked out. But he wasn't done. Now, standing in the courtroom, Marcus watched the company's legal team try to dismantle his daughter's testimony with cold questions and polished tones. Jasmine's voice grew smaller. Her eyes welled. She looked over at her father, and then something in Marcus snapped. He stood up, suddenly, fists clenched, chest trembling. The courtroom went still. The judge turned, the lawyers froze, and with a voice like thunder cracking through injustice, Marcus shouted, "I'll defend her." Gasps filled the room. Even the stenographer stopped typing. The judge narrowed his eyes. "Sir, you'll need to sit down." But the CEO, yes, the CEO of Covington Enterprises, Richard Avery, lifted his hand. "Let him speak." The room held its breath. Marcus stepped forward. "I may not wear a suit. I may not know every law you hide behind. But I know what truth sounds like. My daughter came here to learn. She came here to work. And when she spoke up, she was punished. That's not justice. That's silence." He looked directly at the judge. "You want a defense? Then no. She's braver than every executive who turned their head. She's stronger than every man who thought she'd be quiet. And if the law won't defend her, I will." The room was dead silent. The opposing lawyer, flustered, tried to object, but the judge allowed Marcus to continue. "You all talk about company values, diversity, inclusion, safety, but when a young black woman speaks out, you cut her down and fire the man who raised her. What kind of values are those?" He turned to the CEO. "You let your name be attached to this. Are you proud?" Richard Avery, a man known for never blinking under pressure, sat frozen. Then slowly, he stood. Every eye turned to him. He looked at Jasmine, then at Marcus. And then, shocking everyone, Avery spoke. "You're right." Whispers rippled through the court. "I wasn't aware of the details," Avery said, his voice steady. He turned to his counsel. "Drop the case. Effective immediately." He walked toward Jasmine and Marcus. "Ms. Hayes, I owe you more than an apology. I owe you your future back. And to you, Mr. Hayes." He extended his hand. Marcus looked down at the outstretched hand, then at Jasmine, who nodded with tear-filled eyes. He shook it. The judge banged the gavel. Case dismissed. Outside the courthouse, reporters swarmed. But Marcus didn't care about the cameras. He just hugged his daughter tight. Single dad janitor defends daughter in court. CEO listens. The video of his words racked up millions of views. And days later, Covington Enterprises not only reinstated Jasmine, but offered her a full scholarship to continue her education, and Marcus. He was invited to join a new advisory board on ethics and workplace conduct, not as a janitor, but as a leader. Sometimes heroes don't wear suits. Sometimes they push brooms, carry lunch in paper bags, and walk home tired. And sometimes, when they shout from the heart, the world finally listens, because love speaks loudest when spoken in truth. And Marcus Hayes, he didn't just clean the floors of that company. He swept away their silence.